Oh, hello, hello. Let's go. Okay, how many of you have ever felt discouraged when thinking about either getting started in freelancing, or maybe you're switching niches, or maybe you've been, this is what's going on in the free mama community right now. Maybe you've been serving the same client for a really long time or a small group of clients, and you're either ready for something to change, or maybe you are just no longer working with that client and you got a little complacent. So it feels like you're starting over, you're starting fresh, you don't have any experience, and it kind of gets in your head because maybe you're seeing job opportunities that require experience, or maybe it's just completely internal where you feel like you have to have a certain amount of experience before you get started. And then we come very much to the chicken and the egg scenario of which came first, right? Because we get experience when we actually go do the work, but how can we go do the work if nobody will give us a chance without having experience first? So I've been hearing this for years and years and years and years and helping people navigate this scenario. And today I want to be able to help you figure out exactly what you can do if you are sort of in this no experience, I don't have enough experience, I'm starting over sort of mental trap that you're in. And the first thing that I want you to hear me say loud and crystal clear is that you don't need client experience to get started freelancing. You just don't. What you need are some skill sets. You need to be able to solve a problem. That's what people are really looking for. And I think that's really important, that even when you're seeing or hearing someone say that experience is required. Now, for more advanced positions, it might be. That's okay. That one's not for you, right? And we'll talk about that more in a second. But when people are looking for your experience, what they're really wanting is assurance that you're going to do the thing that you say that you're going to do. They want to feel confident that you are reliable and trustworthy and that you are resourceful enough to get the thing done. That's really what they're asking for. Same if someone asks for a portfolio or testimonial or reference or any of these things, like in a job interview. They want proof that you're going to be there for them. And there's other ways for you to do that. So you don't need experience to get started. You just need some transferable skills. And the amazing thing is, you already have them. Let's say you were a teacher, or let's say you just have children and you are at home with your children. You know project management. You know this art of negotiation. You know how to multitask, and you're probably a pretty good communicator. If you have planned a birthday party or a PTA fundraiser at your school or your own wedding, you understand the logistics, you understand scheduling, some project management, maybe even vendor management. There's a lot of things that go into doing just these basic activities that we do as moms. And if you are like me and you're a millennial and you've been on social media since college, there's probably a lot of familiarity with the platforms, even though they evolve. I always say the cool thing with social media as a niche is you are never too late to the party, because there's always a new trend, a new tactic, and a new platform that you can absolutely take advantage of and monetize as a freelancer. So there's so many different examples that I could give, and from real life free mamas. We have free mamas who have come from a military background, a nursing background, stay at home moms, even in, like, gosh, we have engineering, consulting, there's an architect, there's all kinds of different career paths that women chose that felt when they first came to freelancing like they didn't have experience. But as you can see, it's simply not the case. You bring all of your life and professional experience with you when you start freelancing. You just maybe haven't gotten a freelancing client yet. Maybe you haven't had to navigate a sales call yet, but maybe you do have a lot of experience navigating interviews, for example. So the skills required are transferable, and don't worry, because we can help you fill in the dots for anything that feels unfamiliar. So that's the first thing. You don't need experience, you just need skills, and you've already got them. The second thing is, I want you to use a little framework. This is what I always advise to free mamas, not necessarily new free mamas, because I'm a really big fan of getting paid to figure it out. So that'll be strategy number 3 for us today. But for strategy number 2, I tend to say this: if you are wanting to do something that maybe is outside the scope of anything you've ever done before, so not virtual assistance work, you know how to schedule appointments, you know how to check emails, You should get paid for that. But if you are not super confident in the outcome or your results, then here's what I recommend. 3 steps: practice, portfolio, paid. Here's what this framework looks like. The first, you want to practice. So let's say you are going to start doing website design or graphic design or logo design. That's a lot of design. Maybe you want to get into coaching. I'm trying to think of other high level things. So, again, not so much bookkeeping, not so much virtual assistants, because, again, for these, you should be compensated, even if it's at a lower rate. But if you've never designed a website and you're not sure what the result is going to be, maybe you charge lower, but maybe you try the practice portfolio paid tactic. So with practice, we're going to pick what our service is, and we are either going to do that thing. So you're going to build a website, you're going to design a logo, you're going to coach somebody, and you're either going to do it for yourself, probably not the coaching, you're going to do it for yourself, or you're going to find a volunteer client. You can give it away on social media. You can find a free mama friend. You can reach out to a family member or a neighbor or a business owner, and you're going to say, hey, Susie, I am wanting to get into website design. I have been, watching YouTube videos and I invested in this program and this is the platform that I'm using. And I really just want to practice so that I can feel more confident, but also deliver something really awesome to someone who's going to be able to give me feedback. And they're going to be like, a free website? Yeah, somebody would charge me like $5,000 for that. Of course, I would love for you to build me a website for free, and I will tell everybody how amazing you are. So we're going to practice. Step 2 is portfolio. Now that you've actually done the thing, you're going to be able to use that to showcase to other people what you can do. So now that you've built the website or you've built the logo, even if you do it for yourself, now you have proof of what you are capable of producing. This is awesome because not only do you have the visual proof in these particular examples that now it's easier to go be visible and market yourself online, but you also have the internal confidence proof, which I cannot downplay how magical that is. It transforms everything for you on your journey because now you know that it's possible because you've actually done the thing. It's amazing. The final step is you're going to get paid. Now that you have proof that you can do it, there is no reason for you to go continue doing it for free. There's no reason for you to be second guessing your abilities. You, of course, are going to continue to gain more and more experience as you get clients, but you're going to be getting paid to learn, which, like I said, I'm a really big fan of. So the third strategy for you, if you need a reframe of do I have experience, the answer is of course yes, and now you know how to go out and get more of it, is that you are going to highlight the advantages of being new. So if you are a brand new freelancer and you were like, how am I ever going to get clients? I don't have any experience. I'm going to tell you, there are business owners out there who are still really scrappy. Maybe they don't have a ton of revenue, they don't have a big team yet, and they don't have some crazy budget. Those people cannot be hiring a premium freelancer, which is where we're going to get you, but they're going to have to start small the same way you're going to have to start small. So this can be an incredible win-win for a freelancer and a business owner who's looking to outsource. It can be a huge benefit to be new because you're hungry, you're coachable, you are not outpriced for your market yet. So we don't want to, again, stay here for forever. This isn't supposed to be a trap of you undercharging for your services. Absolutely, I want you to continue to grow, but there is an advantage to being new and not charging as much as other people. So my biggest recommendation, if you use this strategy early on, is to put boundaries around it. You don't want to be working lower than sort of the average value of a particular niche for like indefinitely, right? We want to say, for 6 months or for 3 months or for this one project or whatever that scope is, we really want to make sure we define it so that we can revisit that conversation after you've gotten the client's amazing results and move that pay further up using the staircase method, which I teach in all kinds of other videos that you can go find. So being new clearly does not mean that you are unqualified. It can mean that you have really new, fresh ideas, that you have an even more flexible schedule potentially because you don't have a full book of business. And what I know about new freelancers is that you are incredibly committed to delivering results. You are not comfortable and complacent. You are like ready to rock and roll. Like you care so deeply about your clients. So, again, make sure you're reframing that narrative of like, I don't have any experience. Who would hire me? I've given you three incredibly good reasons why you can go out there and get started in your freelancing business with your chin up and a whole lot of belief in yourself that, again, maybe you're not charging what you want to be charging down the road on day one, but you can absolutely be getting paid to learn and very, very quickly start to get clients that's going to build your confidence, that's going to build, your portfolio and your book of business so that you can start to be where you want to be in a relatively short amount of time. So, again, if you have managed your family schedule, if you have held any profession of any kind, any job, even I'm talking when you were 16 years old, if you worked at an ice cream shop, you learned something. You learned a transferable skill that people will pay you money for. One of the most beautiful things about freelancing is that there are always people, business owners, companies, entrepreneurs looking to outsource things that they either don't know how to do, don't have time to do, or simply want to get off their plate. And there is an opportunity for you to jump in and to be able to serve them, even when you're brand new and you don't have experience. So I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope that it helped you rethink and reposition this story that you might be telling yourself that might be causing you to hold yourself back, and that you get really courageous and you're willing to go out and put yourself out there and have conversations and get the ball rolling, because I promise you those first few clients change everything, and then it's just off to the races after that. So if you found this helpful, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Have a great day.